Hey everyone, welcome back to Wallet Watch USA. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you've been watching from the start, I really appreciate you being part of this small but growing community. Before we jump in, real quick, I want to say thank you for your patience with my last video. Yeah, I know, the background wasn't the best. I'm still learning how to make everything look and sound right as I get familiar with editing and recording to this new channel. So if you noticed, you're absolutely right. We're getting there together. All right, now let's get into today's story. So here's what we're gonna be talking about today. Why mortgage rates dropping might sound like a good news, but it's not the full story. How the government shutdown is quietly making things worse. Why food prices are still going up and what it has to do with the few farmers workers. And finally, how all these cuts to assistance programs and putting pressure on millions of Americans, plus what it means for all of us going forward. So it's a lot to unpack. So let's take it step by step. So yeah, mortgage rates are down. We're talking about the lowest they've been in over a year, around 6.15%. For some, that's a huge relief. If you've been thinking about refinancing or buying your first home, it finally feels like there is a little window of opportunity. But here's the thing. While rates are down, consumer confidence just hits its lowest point in 6 months. That tells me people aren't feeling this so-called recovery. You can lower rates all you want, but if folks are worried about their jobs, bills, and prices, it doesn't really feel like progress. So yeah, it's good news, but it's complicated. And it gets more complicated when you look at what's happening in Washington. The government shutdown has now stretched long enough to start hurting everyday people, not just politicians in DC. Thousands of workers are furloughed or going without pay. Important reports that tell us how the economy is doing, like inflation and job numbers, are being delayed or canceled. So basically, nobody knows exactly what's the shape of the economy is right now. It's like we're driving with no dashboard lights. And every week, the shutdown drags on the country, loses billions of dollars, billions that affect everything from grocery prices to mortgage approvals. That's why so many people are anxious, because it's not just about politics, it's about stability. So now let's talk about inflation, because even though officials keep saying it's cooling down, you and I both know it doesn't feel like it. Like grocery, gas, insurance, rent, they're still higher than last year. And without the fresh data from the government, we're all guessing about where inflation really stands at this time. That's what makes these moments stressful, the unknown. You're trying to budget, to save, to plan, but everything feels unpredictable. And here's something a lot of people aren't talking about. Fewer immigrant workers on US farms. These workers have been the backbone of our food supply for decades. Planting, harvesting, packing, and the job most people never see but rely on every single day. Now, with fewer of them in the fields, farms can't produce as much. That means shortages, and shortages mean high prices. Experts estimate that with the drop in farm labor, American families could end up paying over $2,000 more a year for food and services. That's money people simply don't have right now. So when you see strawberries at $7 or onions suddenly double in price, that's part of the reason why. And here's the part that breaks my heart. As all of this is happening, assistance programs are being cut. The SNAP food program is facing a huge reduction, which could affect up to 4 million of people. And because of the shutdown, around 6 to 7 million Americans might lose food aid access completely. Think about that. Prices are going up. The help people rely on is disappearing at the same time. And it's not just food. It's housing aid, childcare programs, even some medical assistance, all in a limbo because of the funding freeze. For millions, that's not just policy, that's survival. So if you've been feeling like something is not adding up, you're not imagining it. Mortgage rates might be down, but confidence is down too. Inflation is still here, food more expensive, and the government's shutdown is slowing everything else down. That's why, even with a bit of good news, life still feels heavy. It's not just you, it's the system being out of sync. But let me tell you something. We have been through hard times before, and every single time we found a way through it. Maybe this rate drop is a small sign that better things are coming. Maybe it's the first piece of a bigger turnaround. Once the government reopens programs, restarts, and the economy finds its balance again, if there's a thing I have learned is that tough times force us to adapt, to plan smarter, save wiser, and look out for each other a little by little. So yeah, times are hard, but they don't stay that way forever. You keep moving, you keep learning, and you keep your head up. All right, I want to hear from you. What's been hitting your wallet the hardest lately? Groceries, rent, gas, utilities? Drop a comment below. I read every single one of them because this channel isn't just about numbers. It's about people and real stories like yours. And hey, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button before you go. I'm still learning this YouTube thing. New lights, better camera angles, and hopefully better backgrounds. But the mission stays the same. To break down what's really happening out there and how it really affects your money, your home, and your peace of mind. Because understanding what's changing, that's how you protect what matters the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.